Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the number 65 Chew review. So as you just saw, it will be of the fairly new Big Duke Suite. This review is thanks wholly to raffle entries and donations. And when I say that, I mean basically you would not be getting this review now if it wasn't for raffle entries and donations. It is also thanks to Chew Guy number 3, that would be Mississippi Rebel. So, Big Duke, if you look back at the original review, the Big Duke original review, I was rather impressed with it. As a budget product, and I believe that one was also priced at $1.99. I was very impressed with it. This is a Pinkerton product, the makers of Redman, of Timberwolf, etc. So, unfortunately for this one, I've already seen Berg's from Berg's Dip review of it, so I am a little, there's some apprehension here, to say the least. So my understanding is that this has been infused with some sort of possible berry flavoring, almost like they're trying to compete head-to-head with Bowie from Swisher. If you want to see how the Bowie review turned out, you can go back on the Chew Review playlist and see that firsthand. So, although I am hoping for the best, I am sort of mentally prepared for something that's not overly good. Anyway, looking at the packaging, it is a standard 3-ounce net weight bag of loose leaf chewing tobacco. Everything is pretty straightforward there. The little sign there is the symbol for Right Track, which is the type of Ziploc they have on the bags. This bag will have a Ziploc, and the Ziploc should be engaged when you buy it, because in between the outside world here and that Ziploc are only glue buttons, glue dots. All right. So technically, if the Ziploc is not engaged, the product could be compromised. So basically, what you have is the same thing, only one side with a flap. All right. The date code, made on date, whatever you want to call it, is located right here if you flip up, or right here if it is down. All right. I do not know what they mean. Being that this is a fairly new product, I'm not overly worried about it, and it feels fine to me, which is how I usually go about checking Chew. On the bottom, you have the branding and the comments, phone number, barcode, obviously. Sale is only allowed in the United States, and the fact that this is at least 20% domestic tobacco. Now, that's not great, but at $1.99, that's not terribly bad. That is more domestic than most Stoker's products at this time. So, I'm going to open this up. We'll see. I'm going to be careful with the glue dots here. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. There is tobacco in the seal. Not a good thing when you see that, because technically the Ziplock's not fully engaged. I'm going to give it a little leeway here due to the fact the product is $1.99, but in general, as a general run of thing, that would not be acceptable if I had just put out $9 for a bag of Redman. That would not fly. On the other hand, I would probably check before I even left the store. So I'm going to pop this open. Wow. Well, if the Ziploc was compromised, it didn't really make much of a difference. Okay, there's something going on there. but is not registering as bad as I thought it would be. There is something going on, and I think there's something berry, but there's something else besides that. I'm not sure. What it's telling me, though, right off the bat, is that it might be all right, but the smell's also telling me that there is a very good chance that this might not be all right, basically. It's, you know, it almost, I don't want to say vanilla. Man, this stuff is glistening moist. There are some blonde highlights. I'm not really seeing any stem material. What's that? No. It's really, really moist. It's very fresh. You can see a little bit of the blonde highlights there. I'm going to get some out for you, and then I'll throw it in, and I'll have to hit the pause button until I get an idea of what's going on here, because this is sort of throwing me off a little bit. So it's sort of a medium cut as far as loose leaf goes. Sorry about that. There are a lot of translucent bits. It has been well treated with whatever concoction that they're using. All right. It can't be that bad, right? Back in a minute. Okay, and I am back. I'm gonna have to say I'm not overly caring for this at all. The only difference between this and the Bowie is that I trust this company a little bit more, so I'm not as shaded out. They're going for some sort of berry, but they got a background of something else underneath it to, like, I guess maybe smooth it out, and it's just not working. It's not working. I mean, the original Big Duke, I would tell anybody and everybody to try it. This it's not working for me. The product comes in really good shape, and the price, it's one of those things that if there's an outside chance that you may like it at the price, why not type deal. But it's berry, a mixed berry with something tying it together, and I'm not quite sure why they would do this. Okay, I don't understand why they would feel the need to go this far. They didn't try to do, like, you know, if you have an original chew like the original Big Duke, which I am a fan of, and you're going to go for a sweetened version, wouldn't you go for, like, a Levi Garrett or a Red Band Golden Blend, or, you know, something along those lines, a Stoker's Red Supreme, you know, something along those lines. For whatever reason, the people at Pinkerton decided, we're going to do a sweetened, and we're going to go for Bowie. Why? Why would you do that? Now, part of the reasoning is they were trying to stand out and make something unique. I don't think they would have actually been targeting, like, Bowie customers. I don't know what segment of the population that could possibly entail, but they were trying to stand out. And, you know, it's not horrible. It's still in my mouth, okay? And I'm not shaded out about the company like I am Swisher. The Bowie was a different story because I wasn't quite sure until somebody told me in the comments section what they were even trying. I didn't even realize it was berry. I just knew it was odd. This, pretty sure they're going for berry. It's not great, but, you know, it is different. If that's what they were shooting for, it is different. I'll give them that. But would I buy this of my own accord? No. No way. whatever they have there under the berry that they're trying to. I thought at first from the smell it might have been like a light undercoat of like vanilla. I'm not even sure now. If you see it at $1.99, if you think that maybe it's $1.99. Now, I mean, I know that means different things to different people, but I mean, if you're used to buying Redmen at full price, then $1.99 is probably not going to be seeming much to you. You might want to give it a try just to save the bag, because I have a feeling this is not going to be around for long. I just don't see this having a large pull. And why? If I think this is a safer product than the Bowie, would this not be around for long? Yet the Bowie, because Bowie has history. Bowie has history, and it has some sort of fan base that, justifies it being in production. This coming in out of the blue, I don't see it. I don't see it happening. So, it's well conditioned, and because it's a newer product, it's pretty safe to say if you buy it, no matter where you're at, it's going to be well conditioned, because they just started production of this past year, I believe. But I wouldn't recommend this to anybody. They're probably, the reasoning probably is that it puts it apart, because really in chewing tobacco, there's not a whole lot of flavor profile options. Okay? If you think about it. Outside of Stoker's and a couple of other brands that National Tobacco has, there really isn't a lot of, there's original and sweetened. And most of the secondary budget brands are one or the other, or sort of a mix of the two. So it does stand out, but I don't know if it stands out in the way that they were intending. Let me put it that way. Will I use this bag up? Probably not. It is interesting, though, the longer it's in my mouth, the more obvious the berry is. It's obviously some sort of mixed wild berry. And really, it's not the worst thing I've ever done a review of. It really isn't. But at the same time, I could not in good conscience say, yeah, you should go really try this, because this is, there's berry, there's something odd underneath the berry. I always feel like if it didn't have that undertone of whatever that is they're trying to tie it all together with, the berry would actually maybe be better. The product might actually taste better without that. But, it juices up good, spits close to black. I'm a little dry tonight because of the heat I'm running. The packaging's quality. The product's good, and it's a quality product. It's just the flavor. It doesn't really sketch me out, as I said. The Bowie sketched me out, because Swisher, I mean, you do enough Swisher reviews, and you automatically become biased towards Swisher about like the safety of the products. This, no issues with that, and it seems like it's quality. It's just an ill-advised flavor. Let me put it that way. It's just, why did you think this was going to go, that people were going to dig this? People aren't going to dig this. So, and especially since, they have alternatives. In fact, they have Swisher products that taste better than this, in my mind. I mean, Swisher's Star Peach tastes better than this. So why, but it juices up. It's going to have chew levels of nicotine. I'm guessing they're probably going to be on the low side. There is no zingy, tingling feel on the side of the tongue or anything. It's 3 ounces. It's $1.99. I mean, I'm not like, $1.99 was worth it to me to have this content. Let me put it that way, even if I didn't like it. It's not like, oh man, that was really I'm not really disappointed. It's just, not for me. And I don't think that it's going to be really for many of you either. but it is $1.99. Okay? It's like, in my area, it's $7 cheaper than a bag of Red Mint. So that is my take on that. It's going to be low nicotine. Spit's okay. Spit's black. Flavor's just odd. Quality packaging. Cheap enough. Quality product. I think in the packaging they just did an ill-advised flavor. That this flavor was Pinkerton. It was a bad idea. Mistakes were made. So this has been the review of Big Duke Sweet Blend. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&Chew Guy. I do hope you all are well. I will be back tomorrow night. We will be attempting to do the raffle drawing live. That will be most likely at 11:30. You know what? Let's just make it an even midnight. All right? So I will be back tomorrow. We will do the raffle drawing and find out who won that. Do take care of yourselves, and as always, God bless.